Greetings, free thinkers. Welcome to the Hoggcast. How are you doing today? I hope you're doing fine. I certainly am. Okay, what do we have for you on today's episode? We have for you National Guard troops from numerous states in America are making the way and already arrived in DC ahead of Biden's inauguration on the 20th. Now, we've got quite a few clips to go over, so this video might be a bit of a long one, I don't know, it depends, but I need you guys to see these clips because, and I'm just speculating as to why they're here. I might be wrong, I might be right. It's one of those things where I hope I'm not right, but I want to know why this is happening. And bearing in mind, with Biden quote unquote getting 81 million votes, more than any president in history, why would somebody who is clearly the most popular and beloved president in the history of the United States, why does he need tens of thousands of soldiers at his inauguration to protect him from his own people, to protect him from the electorate? After all, this is the most popular president in history, right? That is what's happening, correct? So I'm going to ask questions after we watch the clips as to why this is happening, and at the end I will give you my opinion at what might be happening, which I hope it isn't, but something's going on. And anyway, look, we'll get into this video now, but if you haven't yet, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell and share this video around. That helps me stay competitive with the mainstream media, CNN, MSNBC, who YouTube unfortunately prioritizes over independent commentary channels. If you do that, it'd make me very happy. Okay, let's go. Okay, so the first clip we have for you is, this is BLM Plaza, that's what it's been called, in DC, which is actually being repainted over ahead of the inauguration. I don't know why, but that is what's happening. Let's take a look.
When did you start painting today? What time did you start painting today?
So you can see they have all these concrete bollards out. And just to reiterate, they're not painting over the slogan. On the contrary, they're giving it a facelift. They're buffing it up. They're making it like the centerpiece of downtown DC. I've often said that the BLM movement is becoming like a religion. Next, we have Puerto Rican National Guards from Puerto Rico going to DC. Now, this is forming part of my opinion. As I said, I'll give you my opinion at the end. This beloved incoming president who, quote, got more votes than anyone else in history, okay? He needs National Guard members from Puerto Rico. And it's not just Puerto Rico, it's all over the United States. They are heading not only to DC, but they're heading to important state buildings within the states themselves. All over the 50 states, they're heading to important places. Does somebody know something we don't? You know, look, what's going on here? Okay? Anyway, let's take a look.
Estamos en defensa de lo que es la democracia. Tenemos un enemigo inminente en Washington DC que está afectando la seguridad de nuestra nación. Así que es importante que ustedes estén alerta. Hay un grupo que se conoce en Estados Unidos, es un grupo supremacista. La filosofía de ellos es de nacionalista y un grupo cuyos colores típicamente se visten en amarillo y negro. Ese grupo se conoce como los ProudBoys o los chicos orgullosos.
Now, I don't know, I think it's Spanish they're speaking or Portuguese, I'm not sure. I think it's Spanish, but there was two things I understood from there. There's more to come, there's over a minute and a half more what he's saying, but I just needed to say this. What he's saying because I don't speak Spanish or Portuguese, I think it's Spanish. Sounds gibberish to me, but there was two things I made out. One, Washington DC, and two, Proud Boys. Let's go back a little bit, and this gives you a hint at what their concern is and what they think they're doing, okay? So let's go back. Listen out for Proud Boys or something like that. Listen.
Por los chicos orgullosos. Así que el líder es una persona de descendencia latina, descendiente cubano. La persona que es líder de ellos se llama Enrique Tarrios.
That's the leader of the Proud Boys, Enrique. That's the leader of the Proud Boys.
Es decir, que hay personas que van a estar allí y ellos han dicho que no van a estar vistiendo los colores amarillos y negros. Van a estar vistiendo, así que el líder de nacionalistas y un grupo cuyos colores típicamente se visten en amarillo y negro. Ese grupo se conoce como los Proud Boys.
There. Did you hear that?
O los chicos orgullosos. Ese grupo se conoce como los Proud Boys.
Tell me I'm hearing things. Or did he just not only mention Enrique Tarrio by name, their leader, but did he not say Proud Boys in English?
Necesitamos que usted vele por el compañero que se le asigna en ese sistema de body system. La temperatura está fría en Washington DC. A todo el mundo se le dio cold wave.
So again, another two words I can understand. Then again, but look, I don't speak the language, so I can't understand the context of what he's saying, but I understood two words there: resistance and Washington DC.
Si usted necesita equipo adicional, no lo piense dos veces, pídalo a su liderato. ¿Alguno de ustedes ha estado en este tipo de actividad anteriormente? Mire a su izquierda y derecha. Den la mano en alto, por favor.
Okay, so we'll move on to the next clip. There's 20 seconds left. I've made my point. I think you understand what I'm saying. The rest is just Spanish without any words that I can understand. But from what you can see, to recap from this clip, they're going to Washington DC. They're Puerto Rico National Guard. Enrique Tarrio's been mentioned by name. Proud Boys was mentioned by name twice. Words such as resistance and Washington DC have came up. But again, I can't tell what the context here is because I don't speak Spanish/Portuguese, but I think it's Spanish. Okay, so next we have total lockdown in DC. We're back in DC now. It's like a fortress. Okay, now, in the last clip, Enrique Tarrio, Proud Boys were mentioned. This stuff, okay, has been blown way out of proportion by the mainstream media. This thing with the letter, I'm sure you know what letter it is. It's the first letter, if you're going to spell the Queen of England. I'm sure you understand what I'm talking about. It's been blown way out of proportion. The more that the radical left do things that they've been doing in Portland, Seattle, Minneapolis, Kenosha, New York, Los Angeles, ad infinitum, the more they do it, the more the radical left act out, the more the finger gets pointed at conservatives. That's the way it is. It's if a big commotion is happening to your left, the mainstream media will tell you, no, don't look over there, look that way, look over there instead, look what's happening over there. It's a political and societal sleight of hand. Now you see it, now you don't. They don't want you looking over there where the trouble is, they want you looking to where the trouble is not. They want you pointing, looking in that direction. So the activities of the people who they support and have been writing puff pieces for, glowing articles defending them, they can defend them. That's why they're doing it. Now, getting back to this clip we're going to watch in a second. Not only are the National Guard people in DC, of course, from all over, but they're erecting bollards, fences, checkpoints. Why are they doing this? For the person who's supposed to be the most beloved president in history, got 81 million people out there on the streets, despite the fact that he didn't even run a campaign and spent the whole season, campaigning season, in his basement. They want you to believe this is all for Enrique Tarrio. If you believe that, you're an idiot. This is all for... So they want you to believe that all of this is for 20 men in Patriot prayer, or the Proud Boys who like to get together once in a couple of months to lift weights and walk down the street. Don't believe it. Don't believe it at all. I don't know what this is in aid of, but as I said, I should imagine you're probably thinking to yourself, just get on with it. But I will give you my opinion, which I hope isn't right, at the end of the clips. Anyway, let's move on to the next one. Okay, so it's last night in DC, and we've got only 2 more clips to watch. This one and the next one, then we're done. Now, this is more. This is another thing. They've introduced a curfew as well. There's a curfew in DC for the most beloved dear leader, Comrade Biden. For his inauguration, he's also got no crowds. There's going to be no crowds. You've got to be, honestly, you have to be a smooth brain to think that everything's above board and it's plain sailing, okay? And the fact that the mainstream media don't ask any questions and act as a lapdog to Biden and Harris, or Harris and Biden, depending on which way you look at things, astounding. So this is in the run-up to the curfew in DC last night.
A curfew is in effect at 1800 hours until 600 hours tomorrow. All individuals must leave the U.S. Capitol grounds or be subject to arrest. I repeat, a curfew is in effect at 1800 hours until 600 hours tomorrow. All individuals must leave the U.S. Capitol grounds or be subject to arrest.
So, in the run-up to the inauguration, as you can hear from the loud hailers, you need to go, be in your house, there's a curfew. Something's going on, right? You can't, this is beyond, and the fact that they were talking about Enrique Tarrio and the Proud Boys, if I was Enrique Tarrio, I'd be worried right now, right? If he has any brains at all, which that's not an insult to him, I think he does, I think he's intelligent. I'm just saying that he wouldn't go anywhere near DC. Stay in your house, don't come out, anything like that, because it looks to me like you're going to be the fall guy. For if something happens, you're going to be it, right? No matter what happens, whether you were involved or not, if you go there on DC, in DC on the day, if something happens, it's going to be pinned on you. That would be my advice to Enrique Tarrio. Why are they mentioning his name? What has he got to do with anything? As far as I'm aware, he wasn't even there on the 6th in DC. I could be wrong on that, but I haven't heard anything about him being there. On the contrary, we had John Sullivan and Jade Sacker. John Sullivan being a prominent member of BLM and the founder of this group called Insurgency. And he was on CNN with Jade Sacker, who was a CNN journalist. They were on CNN speaking to Anderson Cooper. I'm sure you've seen it. I'm sure you've seen the clip. He was arrested 2 days ago. I'm not sure if Jade Sacker's been arrested yet, but she should be. We said from the word go this stunk of the far left. We said that from the beginning. But there you go. You've heard it for yourself. They're saying that there's a curfew in effect in DC. You're not allowed out. That's on top of everything else. Anyway, we've got one more clip to go. Then I will give you my opinion on what's happening. I'm sure you're biting your nails. We're just in anticipation, waiting for my opinion on that. Anyway, let's go. And finally, we have a man who is leaving the DC area. That's what it looks like, thanks to the curfew. And he's going around giving soup to the soldiers. Now, I don't, or food to them, or something like that. Now, I don't blame him for that, of course. I don't have any grudge against the National Guard people. I just want to know what's going on. I support the military, I support vets. I did back the blue until recently, until they bit the hand that feeds them, or until they turned on their own, because this is a culture war we find ourselves in. We didn't start the culture war, we don't want to be in the culture war, but it looks like people in society are in it. And that's us all. Whether you're a school teacher or a bricklayer, it appears like we are in some sort of dystopian culture war. Anyway, let's take a look at what this man's got to say.
Hey guys, I'm Chef Jose Andres, and I've been doing the rounds, and I want you to hear this from a great member of the National Guard serving about if they are being taken care of or not in Washington, D.C. Sir?
Yeah, I'm Lieutenant Victor Ashton with the Pennsylvania National Guard. I just want to say thank you to all the local business.
Sorry to interrupt, but he's just saying he's from Pennsylvania National Guard. As I said earlier, you've got National Guard have been activated all over the country. All over it.
Restaurants, and citizens of Washington, D.C., you all have been taking care of us. You've been going out of your way to take care of us, giving donations, food, coffee, things like that to help support the troops, and we really do appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you for your service, sir.
Thank you, sir.
So you see, guys, the National Guard, they're doing an amazing work, and so far, they are taking good care of them.
Okay, so I think it said his name's Hussein. Mr. Hussein, if that was your name. They're doing a great job doing what? Bearing in mind, I support veterans. I support and thank them for their service. But what are they doing in DC? This is just the question I have and want to know, and I should imagine a lot of people do. What are Pennsylvania National Guard doing in DC? What are Puerto Rican National Guard doing in DC? Talking about Enrique Tarrio, Proud Boys, Resistance in DC. What are they doing there? Now, my opinion, okay, I'm going to give you my opinion now. And again, I hope it's not right, but I believe that when Biden comes in, when he's inaugurated, they are going to push to have Donald Trump arrested. That's my opinion. And what they're worried about is people, the public, because they know deep down Donald Trump got 74 million actual human beings to vote for him. Whereas it has been said, you have to choose your words carefully, especially now, especially with everything's happening and especially on this platform, but it has been said that Biden may not have had real human beings vouching for him, we will say. Okay? That would be a lot of angry people. This is my opinion. I hope it's wrong. But my opinion is that the swamp is very deep. The swamp is moving their chess pieces. Their chess pieces are all over the DC board. Just my opinion. And after dear leader, Comrade Biden, the most beloved man in all of human history, once he takes office, Trump may be arrested. That's my opinion. Now, this cancel culture of Donald Trump is insane. And if they can do it to a sitting president, believe you me, they can do it to you and me. They're even wanting to scrub him out of Home Alone 2. He had a cameo in Home Alone 2. It takes a special type of person to wake up in the morning and say, we've got to remove this man from a 27-year-old film. a cameo. He had one scene in a film that came out 27, 28 years ago. You've got to be driven by a special kind of evil to do that. In Florida, they're talking about removing Donald Trump's golf courses from Florida. He's already been removed from all kinds of big tech. And it's just going to keep going until they make that poor man penniless and landless. They'll punish him, his kids, his children's kids, and so on and so on. Anyone with the name Trump, because he dared to take on the Washington swamp, the elites. For 4 years, they were unable to make money. For 4 years, they were unable to skim and grift because Donald Trump stopped them, and they were angry at him for that because they exist. They think that the people, the public, exist to provide them with position, power, money, and so on. They've forgotten that as politicians, their role is to provide the people with safety and security and a country for them to thrive in. That was the social agreement for a long time, but it's been broke. And it wasn't the people that broke it, it was the politicians. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. As I said, I hope my opinion's wrong. I hope that doesn't happen. I just think they're bullying him at the moment. I think they're just bullying Trump. I think I think the word bullying is even not strong enough. It's something else. It's something insidious is going on, but I don't know. I hope I'm wrong. We'll have to wait and see. Anyway, thank you very much for watching this video. If you haven't yet, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, share this video around. I'm on various social media networks, whilst I still can be. Retweet it if you see it. I'm on Gab. I was about to say Parler, but they shut that down. And I'll see you in the next one. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.